to another amazing episode of Three Men in a Podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Claudio Capri. This awesome guy next to me is Luigi Costanza from the Agree to Disagree show. And the guy at the bottom is Ange from the ANGE TV show. Hold
That's
on.
right.
All right, and I'm Claudio Capra, obviously from Dirty Four Podcast and Joe Full in the Ring. So how's everyone doing? Before we get into it, hello Emily, and to everyone who's who's watching. Put a link at the a comment at the bottom. Let us know you're here because we have an amazing episode for all you. Before we continue, comment on YouTube and Facebook. And don't forget to do the three things to like, share, and subscribe. Even at the bottom here, there's all the links to all three of us separate works. So, just subscribe to all of us because, we want to, we love doing this and we love bringing you entertainment. So,
that's right. Brandon Santilli's in the building. What's up, Brandon?
Hey, Brandon, how are you? Hey, Brandon. Subscribe, huh? Come on, let's go. Press the red button. Let's go. So, so guys, so how are you both doing tonight?
Ange, go ahead.
Well, you know what? I'm fine. I'm having a nice, relaxed evening. I had a croissant with Nutella, so I'm good, man. I'm ready to go. This topic is actually I came up with this topic, I believe. I brought it up to us.
I think so. Yes, you did.
I'm very interested in this one. I'm interested to know what you guys have to say and the audience. And Melanie's here. What's up, Melanie? How are you?
Yeah.
But you know what they said? Like, since you had a Nutella, is that like chocolate's not to be known like a sexual thing? Ange, is that it?
Well, you know what? The rest is under closed doors over here, guys.
Okay, I don't know. Where did you put the Nutella? Anyway, forget it. We don't have to talk about it. By the way, Ange, when we went live, the hello, it scared me, bro. I almost I had a heart attack.
Well, listen. What did you listen? So, are you saying you had a heart attack for my hello rather than on New Year's when you had that Premier's Amber Alert go on?
Yeah.
Are you telling me this scared you more than that?
No, I'm sorry. Tonight we're not talking about politics because I want to stay in a good frame of mind tonight.
That's true. Okay. All right. Yeah. So, all right. So, Louis, why don't you tell us what we are going to be talking about tonight?
Well, thank you, Claudio, for that beautiful introduction. My friends and fellow viewers, tonight we're going to be discussing. Ange came up with a very interesting topic that I believe affects men's lives and indirectly, of course, will affect women's lives and families' lives. And is what I say is I think it's an ongoing epidemic. Is the increasing statistics of porn addiction in culture and just in today's and its various ways that it hurts the nucleus of a family, could do damage to young teenagers. So this is what we wanted to talk about tonight, and I did some research like I always do because you guys know I love doing research, some interesting statistics, and we wanted to get, first of all three of our opinions tonight, and as well of the people watching. So that's what we're going to be discussing. So Claudio, you want to see how we're going to start? But maybe before we do, you want me to run some statistics, some scary statistics here?
Yeah, go ahead, Luigi.
To get us in the mood. Okay, guys.
Go ahead. Actually, you know what? We're gonna put you here on the solo layout.
All right. Okay.
So, Louis, go ahead.
So here is about 200,000 Americans are classified as porn addicts. 40 million American people regularly visit porn sites, and 35% of all internet downloads are related to pornography. 35%, guys. Think about that for a second. 34% of internet users have experienced unwanted exposure to pornographic content through ads, pop-ups, misdirected links, and emails. Every second, 28,000 users are watching pornography on the internet.
Wow.
$3,075 is being spent on pornography every second on the internet, and 372 people are trying to type the word adult into a search engine every second. Guys, that's pretty scary.
Oh my God.
Yes,
so first of all, what do you think about those statistics? And one that I wanted to talk about, which I will, but I'll let you guys go ahead and we'll see what the viewers think about this as well.
Ange, go ahead.
Well, first of all, that's some pretty impressive statistics that you went to get, Luigi. So thank you very much for that.
My pleasure.
You said around 40 million Americans actively watch pornography.
Yes.
So I mean, look, it's there. It's real. People are typing it. People are going on it every night. It would be interesting to know how many of those people are single, how many of those people are in a relationship, how many of
Yeah.
those people are married. Then we
That's
could get a better picture
Yeah,
of
that's
how this is like. Either way, look, if you're single, you like to do it, you like to go watch it. It's one thing. You don't really have that insight of like, what if I have to perform in real life one day with a woman, right? If I have to perform one day, I mean, first of all, you're gonna think about all these things in porn that are just not real because we all know porn is fake, guys.
Yeah.
It's they're
Wait, what?
actors.
Porn's fake?
Yes. Sorry, Claudio. It's like
Bitch.
telling Claudio that Santa Claus is not real.
Santa
Oh
Claus
my
is not
God.
real. Fuck.
Porn is absolutely fake. Like from everything, from the way they look, from how far they shoot,
Even
from
homemade,
the
incestuous
body.
stuff too.
The body has a bunch of plastic surgery.
Well,
They
I
take,
mean, unless
they
you
take
look at
drugs to
reality.
have higher testosterone, all
Yeah.
kinds of stuff, Claudio.
Yeah.
But the point is, it's affecting America. It's affecting the world. And you know what's affecting, guys? The brain.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what?
You're
It's an
dependent on that material.
Yeah.
When you watch that material, guys, okay, for your brain, it's like it's like ecstasy. That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's too much for your brain. You can't handle it.
Well, yeah, for sure. It makes your endorphins go, right?
Yeah.
The spots that hit the pleasure spots of the brain. So it increases your endorphins that you create in your body.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But I think the most important there is, and I'll make you go, Claudio, after. But just really quick is that, which I think we're going to get into a little bit more into detail, is the fact that it's not real and the
Exactly.
ramifications that
But
come
but
out.
something that we should think of though is that at the end of the day, what are people looking for? Fantasy or just instant pleasure? Because the thing is, exactly like what Amelie's saying, right? People pay for this kind of stuff. Now, what she's talking about is like OnlyFans, private cam, stuff like that. People actually pay to tell someone what to do, anything they're gonna do, right? So that gets into a fantasy.
But she brings
Right.
up a good point here. Amelie says, put on the screen, Claudio, if you can. She says, there's so much stuff, free stuff. Why do people pay? So it goes into what Angelo was just saying, right?
Yeah.
Because there's now
Emily.
Because you get into that, and then you're like, you know what if I could actually get them to do stuff for me?
It's
So
not
then
enough.
you start to
Yeah.
get personalized.
Exactly.
And that's when it costs you money.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
And guess what? The more you do it, the more you're gonna want to do it, right?
Yeah, but here and one of the questions here that I had, that I had us debate is what causes porn addiction. So I don't know if you both answered this question, but one of the questions that I really really want to know is what causes it, right? So
Oof.
for example, I know a lot of couples, who are like, let's spice up our sex life. So when they mean spice up, they would be watching these pornography videos on the World Wide Web, and they think like, oh, because we watch these pornographic videos, they think that they could try and replicate what they've seen. So I don't know if I'm answering this. Like what causes porn addiction, and
Well,
one of the things is also, for like a lot of guys when they have a girlfriend.
Mhm.
I mean, look, what do I know, right? But a lot of guys like, oh, me and babe, tonight, I saw this thing on porn last night. I want to replicate it with you, So that could possibly be what causes porn addiction. Even people in the chat, tell us what do you think causes pornography addictions?
Well,
Andrew, Louis, do you?
I'll go first, I guess. But
Go ahead.
listen, at the end of the day, if you don't have a girlfriend, you're a young 17, 18-year-old man, or even older,
30,
you could be
31,
20, 30,
32,
even be 40 and never had a girlfriend, or
50,
never
60.
engaged with a woman sexually.
Sexual,
Anyways,
yeah.
so what's the closest thing to that?
Pornography.
Pornography. So what do? You go on your computer, you type whatever porn site you put, and there you go. You have it right in front of you.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly. Yeah.
It's
But
like, and then you're thinking, okay, so it's like you're curious, you want to see what it's about, and that's where it's harmful. Your first experiences, your first knowledge of it is just completely fake. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh,
I,
yeah. No, that's agreed. Agreed. Louis, the floor is
I
yours.
think that there's that, but guys, let's not forget that a vast majority of porn consumption could be with people's in relationships, men in relationships. See,
Yeah.
the problem is, what leads to this, what I think leads to porn addiction is the sense of inadequacy
Mm-hmm.
in
Yeah.
oneself or in a
Mm-hmm.
relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And you see these things and these superhumans being able to last 30 minutes, 40 minutes in a scene without the master, without
An hour.
experience orgasm. Yeah. Okay.
Trust me, an hour.
I mean, we all know that, like Ange said before, it's not real, but
No.
it's almost like living a fantasy, right? Which I think we're going to also discuss that in detail. But
Yes.
it's like living a fantasy. So whether you're not you're single, for you it's just something for you to enjoy, or if you're in a relationship and it starts to get dull and it starts to get boring, and you know that your spouse won't do it with you or whatever
Yeah.
it is, then that's something that you say in your head, okay, here it is, right?
Yeah.
And so it's so easily addictive. I think that
Yeah.
it's you know for all these various reasons that we've said. um yeah, I mean, Claude, you wanted to add something?
I also wanted to add, so we're going by questions. So I mentioned what causes porn addictions, and now not the Vin Diesel movie Triple X, porn Triple X. I want to be awesome here. So do Triple X fantasies come true? And it's like what I mentioned before. Um, people think like, oh, because I have a girlfriend or a boyfriend, they've watched these pornographic images, and they're like, oh, because I saw this, I think it could come true. Because again, most people would think that porn is true, right? Porn
Exactly.
porn is a reality in a way. So
Hmm.
that could be
Well,
something.
I think people, they think that porn is homemade. It's like it's not homemade, right? You could tell when a video is homemade. It's like
Well,
the
I
quality
mean,
is
I mean,
bad.
I
But
mean, I mean,
Yeah.
there's also a quality. I mean, there's also a category called homemade porn.
really,
Yeah,
Yeah, no, yeah, of course,
yeah, yeah,
of
yeah.
course. But I just wanted to get back, just maybe actually, no, we'll cover it after, but I just wanted to talk about this one. So the question is, if you could put it back on the screen,
yes.
to triple X come true, is that it?
Yeah.
Come true. Well, listen, Ange, and Claudio, sometimes, I'm gonna admit, sometimes I just take a walk in the neighborhood, and I know Claudio's he's gonna know right away what I'm talking about. I take the walk in the neighborhood sometimes around my house when I'm bored and I'm in the mood, and and I knock on the door and I say, hi, I'm here for the gangbang. So still
I
now
thought,
nobody's ever
I
invited me
thought,
to the house.
I thought you were going somewhere totally. I thought you were walking and you saw a girl taking off her clothes. I'm like, I thought you were going to go in that way.
No, I thought in my head I had the joke better prepared than, I thought it was
Yeah,
gonna have a bit
that's
more of an
okay.
effect. But I'm not the comedian of the three of us, right? So
Okay, listen.
um
Comedians do not exist in this time of age, and I'm
all
kidding.
right. So let me try to answer this
Yes,
question
yes.
as honestly as I can.
Mhm.
Do they come true, Claudio? I don't know. I mean,
Hold
maybe.
on,
Sure.
hold on. So I also want to add to the fact that if it's a birthday, right? So let's say for example, right?
What
It's
the
Angie's
hell?
let's say for example, it's Angie's birthday, right? And
Yeah.
then his girlfriend's like, baby, what do you want to do tonight? And Angie's gonna be like, oh, you know what? I want to eat this chicken pot pie at 10 p.m. But 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 then she would be in bed, and Andrew would just come with the chicken pot pie, and you go, babe, aren't you cold? Why are you wearing nothing in bed? But in reality, I would, like, when I have a girlfriend and she goes,
Oh,
babe,
yeah.
what do you want to do tonight? I'm like, well, it's my birthday. The birthday pass, pornography, 2 plus 2 is 6. So there we go.
Yeah.
But did you guys see the comment section, by the way?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
just see
yeah, I'm
there's like
watching.
a
I'm watching it.
spam
Love her
going on over
face.
here.
Yeah. Oh my god, yo.
Love face dot XYZ. Enough watch stream girls new.
Yo,
There's an ad. Okay.
yo, this is the best love. Hey,
Oh man, gotta love the algorithm, eh?
oh no, yeah,
Oh, did you?
yeah.
Well,
Hold
okay,
on.
go ahead. Go ahead,
Emily's
Emily.
like, after this, I suggest you watch Pantelis' podcast with Dr. Benito. She's a
Batito, yeah, she used to
sexologist,
be.
Oh
and
yeah.
she explained what the issues. Yeah, that's true. guys, if you need a mod, I'll do it. Whoa, Emily,
Thank you.
I've been asking you if you want to be a mod for. Actually, Emily, you could be a mod on here on 3 Minute Podcast and 34. Just throwing it in there, Emily. Throwing it in there. But going back to these mods, holy fucking shit! Look at it. Hey,
Yeah,
mod.
there's
Hey,
three in a row. Three in a row. The
yeah.
exact same
Hey,
link.
hey, subscribe to our page. Tabarnak.
But you know,
We
it's
need.
funny. It's funny how I swear to God, I wanted to talk about it. It's unbelievable. Like we could have
Mm,
planned it better with these three links
yeah.
of what
Mhm.
what I want to get back to before, which I want to discuss, which I found interesting. 30% of internet users have experienced unwanted exposure to pornographic content through ads. Guys, I don't know about you, pop-ups. It's endless. Now it's through text, through
Yeah.
emails, through it just pop up on your
Yeah.
laptop. Thank God, we have a Mac, right? We don't have that issue, but
Yeah.
um, it's
You get it in
endless.
the mail sometimes. You get
So
solicited like that.
exactly, but you know what I find? You know what I find amazing besides this, and another podcast I spoke to actually today did a little skit about this. He goes, "We're going to stop everything, right? During COVID, we've stopped everything. So I'm gonna hear me out. How I'm going to relate this." But all the whorehouses that the police know that continue are open. All the escort agencies they continue to be open. So these people um, they're not spreading COVID, right?
Yeah.
So it's the same way as the government is shutting down, and you have websites like by YouTube and being careful in terms of what's the word I'm looking for, silencing certain things and false information.
Mhm.
But all these pornographic ads could run at free will and do whatever the hell they want.
Louis, are you going to question these amazing pornographics?
No,
You cannot
no,
because you can't question these, Louis, because we're in a difficult time. All right.
I
So
understand. I'm well
And
aware of
then,
that.
and you know what, guys? Something this is really, really interesting. It ties in with this for sure. I don't know if
yes.
you guys saw the. I think it's the Fifth Estate or CTV. You know when they do those investigative reports.
Yeah, Fifth Estate's very
They were
good.
talking about underage girls. Okay,
Yeah, that's
that
true.
videos of them are doing sexual things are on these
Mhm.
porn sites, and they literally have to beg to get it taken off to like Pornhub and all these
Oh
big
yeah.
companies,
Oh,
and the companies
yeah.
refuse to take it off. They literally have to get a lawyer
Yeah.
for their illegal footage to be taken
Yeah.
off.
It's very
Well,
That's
difficult.
where it
well,
gets really, really, really nasty.
well, Angelo, it's a good point that you brought up because
Yeah.
it's going to go into the next question, right? So, favorite kind of porn addicts, right? So, I don't know if y'all know if y'all knew this, but when was it? 2 year last year or the year before? Pornhub had many categories. Even don't ask me how I know this. I don't watch porn. So a lot of there are a lot of categories. Like if like
Mm.
my friend of mine was telling me like he saw in the news like someone reported that there's a section in the pornography section that if he was scared to watch this because if he did he would get arrested the next day, right? And he was flabbergasted at how the site has that kind of genre. Now then after that
What kind of
in,
genre? Sorry, what
it
kind?
was choking.
Wow.
Okay, yeah, of course. Yeah,
Yeah, so my friend was like, he was like, I wish I saved the article, but then I'm like, nah. I told my friend, I'm like, listen, you're crazy. It's all acted, but apparently, it's from there was a source that was leaked. Again, I don't remember exactly where, but I've been told this. There's a source leaked that all those dungeon like the settings, it was all like people just got their cameras, even like women who like prostitutes that were forced to do things. So they've done that kind of genre. So that's when they had choking, right? So and then a lot of fantasies such as choking came out. Even another one actually, uh, bukkake. So if you don't know what bukkake is when a bunch of men surround a woman and they jizz on her. Now in Japan, last year, 2 women died not from COVID, but they
yes,
died from bukkake which is
choking
kind
or
of
whatever. Yeah,
yeah. And I'm like, man,
They choked
they
no, they
choked
did
on
on
yeah on
jizz
the on
sperm.
just.
Oh my god.
yeah, they choked.
Oh,
I'm like, my God, what a death that
What a
is.
way to go,
Imagine,
man.
yo
how do
man,
you put that on a tombstone? Died
Yeah,
of
exactly. Yeah,
jizz.
that's
yeah, died
That's
of bukkake, but
You see, here's the thing: when it comes
Mhm.
to porn, the kind of porn. I, w- okay, here's the way I see it. I'm sure it was always there before the advent of the
Yeah,
internet, but how? What level of depravity have we hit in society when you see the type of porn that you see out there? Whether it be choking, whether it be bukkake, whether it be bestiality, whether it be
Yeah.
feces and piss and guys, I
Oh,
can't even say it because I'm gonna throw up my dinner, and I had a good
yeah,
dinner. So my point is, these people always existed, and now they have this forum that at their will. I'm like, but has humanity always been this depraved, guys? That is always going to exist, I guess.
I say, you know what it is, and you both have been saying this, is that
hmm
it is a fantasy, right? So when they see, no matter what kind of pornography they see, it's a fantasy. So if a woman is being slapped repeatedly, if she's being choked out repeatedly, you know, people in the real life, you never know, they might go through something. They watch this as a getaway, right?
yeah,
And especially men who are married or in a relationship, they know they cannot get it from their significant other. They go on here and they're like, yeah, no, they no choke her, like slap her, like do all kinds of crazy, that kind. So
yeah. That's a good point, Claudio.
that's where I believe it goes. And by the way, y'all are thinking like, Claudio, why are you talking so much about this? I never did this. I never did this in my life. I'm a good person.
No, Claudio, there's not listen, there's nothing wrong with watching it and
Yeah.
enjoying it, enjoying it or whatever. We're not talking about whether or not it's right or wrong. We're not here to judge anybody, honestly. What
Yeah, I
we're
believe.
talking about when it gets to the level when it starts to affect
Your
um
performance.
your performance, your
Yeah.
daily life, your marriage, your early teenage years. And I
Yeah.
think that was one of the topics we wanted to discuss right now, which
Yes.
is a good segue,
Yeah.
Yes.
is um how internet pornography usage hurts teens, right?
Oh yeah,
um
yeah, yeah.
Of
Yes,
course.
yes, yes.
so
How does porn affect teenagers?
well,
It's a very important point, actually. Go ahead.
well um see, one area of a study considered important among development experts is the effect of pornography on teens and young adults. So they're saying that it increases the odds of teenage pregnancy
hmm
Hmm.
because teenagers with frequent exposure to sexual content on TV have a substantially greater likelihood of teenage pregnancy, and the likelihood of teen pregnancy was twice as doubled when the quantity of sexual content exposure within the viewing episodes was high. Okay,
Okay.
it hinders sexual development by viewing by teens disorients them during the developmental phase when they have to learn how to handle their sexuality and when
hmm
they are most vulnerable to uncertainty about their sexual beliefs and moral values. Blocking internet connected devices from accessing adult material is a good start in keeping pornography out of reach for teens.
Yeah.
Two other points: it raises the risk of depression. A significant relationship also exists among teens between frequent pornography use and the feelings of loneliness, including major depression. That's
Yeah.
interesting. And last is it creates distorted expectations which hinder healthy sexual development. So adolescents exposed to high levels of pornography have levels of lower levels of sexual self-esteem, which makes sense, right?
hmm
You think that you're never good enough because this has to be reality, right? Because you don't have the cerebral cortex to your mind is not fully, you're a teen, your mind is not fully developed, so you don't understand that the difference between reality and fake. um Keeping the conversation going with your child about effects of pornography is essential to heading off issues like depression and low self-esteem. So guys, it's concerning. I'll be honest
It
with you.
is, and also,
Yeah.
I want to add to that. When it affects teenagers, that's what they think. Sex is about.
hmm
You know,
Absolutely.
they would think about like, sex is about doing what I saw on pornography, Eh, and that's that, and that's sad. I'm not saying which, I never like I'm sure all three of us didn't know at one point, whenever when we were younger, we saw pornography. No, we weren't like, oh man, I saw this thing on last night on 1980s jizz.com. I'm gonna replicate it to my girlfriend. I'm sure none. It didn't cross our
The,
minds.
the thing is that Claudio, the thing is that when we were kids, our parents didn't talk to us about it,
That's true. That's true.
right?
That's
So
true.
now at least we have a little bit more of things in our more tools in the proverbial toolbox to talk to our
Yeah.
kids about it, because we
Yeah.
see the ramifications of it today.
Oh yeah, for
um
sure.
Andrew, what did you think about those? So in terms of how it hinders teens progression in life.
Well, the thing is, like someone was actually saying it today, actually at the hospital. He was talking about his daughter, and she already knows about sex and all that stuff. Just imagine, you're seeing about putting the blocks and everything. I mean, they could access it at school. They could access it from their friend's house. God knows that where else they could access it. And like I said, it's about giving the misinformation to them, and that's a big problem in society: misinformation.
Yeah,
And also, the worst thing,
it's a good point.
Luigi, is the pressure on these kids. The pressure on whether to have sex or whether to wait after marriage, or and they'll did you lose your V? Did you lose? The girls, they'll get together. Did you lose your? It's this pressure that's enormous on these kids.
The problem is that now it's so normalized at such a young age. I was talking to a friend of mine that is an educator, principal. She was a teacher, guys, and I couldn't believe what I was hearing from her. I mean, girls at a young age, and I would have loved to have known in these studies, like you said before, Claudio, the percentage of how it affects girls, because I'm pretty sure that it affects teenage girls a lot more than boys.
Hmm.
The effects of pornography, because of the sexuality and the sexualization of our younger people, right? Of the adolescents, because you said it before. Um, you can't even you put something on. You have that teenager makes that mistake, put it on the internet. We all know, guys, it's there forever.
Yeah.
And just that little one mistake, how much of an effect is it going to have on this child?
And that's my point, Luigi. Once something's on the internet, people don't realize it's gone. Even if you do a Snapchat, okay, a lot of people thinks that when you put a dirty Snapchat, it's gone. It's not gone, my friend. I mean,
No.
somebody screen recorded it, somebody took a picture of it, and they have it forever. Once it's on your phone, internet, it's always going to be there. And then guess what? Blackmailing is a big thing. It's a big business on the black
Yeah,
web.
yeah. But even there's even blackmailing or just shaming amongst kids, amongst teenagers, right?
Yeah.
And let me just take a little picture. Let me take just a little picture. Could you imagine, guys? It's crazy.
Mm.
Um, oh, for sure. That's Ryan Peterson says porn addiction with a relationship or without is a big difference. It definitely is, and that's what we're going to discuss. Our next topic, which we wanted to discuss. But it's what. Listen, when we're living in a hyper sexualized world,
Yeah.
amongst other things that the kids are seeing on an everyday basis, that they have those screens in front of them all day long.
Yeah.
It's very worrisome. It's very
You know what? You
worrisome.
know what though? Ryan Peterson, he's funny because he actually brought up a good point. If you're single and you have no intent, like if you're into the singledom movement, like you don't want to get into a relationship, you have no intentions of being with a woman or whatever. Technically, I mean, what could be wrong with it? It's not like you have to perform for somebody, right?
You're right. You're
If you
totally
think
right.
about it, like it's where when you're married, when you're with somebody and they have expectations, that's where it could be a problem. But he's right though. If you're single, I mean, look, what's different from that and a drug addiction, whatever? What's better? You know what I mean? It's like
But guys, it could. But you're right, Ange, and I agree with what Ryan is saying too. But it could come lead to an issue, because let's say you do have a girlfriend or a sexual encounter with somebody,
Mhm.
and you're not up to par, let's say, and you in your head you have, hey, this I have to last at least 20 minutes, 25 minutes, 30
Yeah,
minutes, when actuality is that the average is what, 5 minutes, 5 6 minutes, the average male,
yeah. Y-
right?
You know what, Luigi? Here's the problem. Okay, with the pornography, and I'm talking about being in a relationship now. Okay,
Hmm.
whether it's a wife, whether it's a girlfriend, whether it's an FWB, whatever. At the end of the day, you're looking at another girl doing sexual acts, whether it's an actor or not. you're fantasizing about another girl or a guy or a girl or a couple, whatever. So at the end of the day, is that not cheating? It's a good question, eh?
You know what? Let's ask the guy that is not in a relationship in this in the three men here.
Yeah,
You know what? In a way, I would say that is cheating in a way,
yeah.
It's a
because
very interesting guy. I didn't see this coming.
yeah, because here's the thing, right? Because you're still looking. So if you're in a relationship or not, you're still looking at another female that you don't know doing things that you want to do, right?
Mm,
So and then like a lot of women or men in the relationship, they would say like, hey, why are you watching another woman? Am I not good enough for you?
mm.
you know. And then the guy goes, "No, babe, me, I'm doing some research." Yeah, bullshit. Uh,
I just want to
I,
learn.
I just want to learn, and I'm smoking cigs. I'm watching, but no, but that's the thing. So yeah, it is cheating, because it is cheating because you want your significant other to do that same thing that married truck me nuts is probably doing on porn. You
Well,
know,
Claudio, my buddy Joe is gonna say it's not cheating, it's learning.
Yeah, that's true.
Of
That's
course,
true.
Good point.
Joe.
if you knew Joe like I do, you know Joe always has to go against the grain all the
You
time.
know what though? You know what though, Luigi? That he's actually right. A lot of the times, where do we go look for that kind of stuff? Like how to get better with your private life, whatever. A lot of the times we look up those things: how to eat out, how to do this. These are all things you look it up, bro, and you watch these videos. It's true.
True.
Well,
I'm telling you.
I remember back then, guys, when I was a younger, of course I would watch it, man. I would watch it.
Yeah, for
Seriously,
sure.
we turned out normal.
Guys, put Ryan Peterson's question up. Well, not question, but he put a comment. He said, "Well, my story.
This
I
one, can
lived
you?
as a
Oh, this
Buddhist."
one. So, okay.
Yeah.
Well, my story. I lived as a Buddhist for 16 years. Now I have a girlfriend that has vegan.
Vaginism.
Oh fuck! Oh man, I thought that was veganism. Okay,
Vaginism.
my Lutch good
My
woman.
luck, good
Oh,
woman,
my luck. Yeah, good
though
woman. Though, but I
can
can't
exert.
exert my sexuality yet without some pornographic images.
I'm
I am
39.
39.
What
That's
is vaginism? Do you guys know?
I thought it
I don't
was
know, but
veganism.
let's continue and I'll look it up, guys. Just
Yeah. Peter, yeah.
because
He
I'm
goes,
intrigued.
Oh my god.
yeah. Can you? And Joe is like masturbating. And then Peter Bowen was part of Dirty Four. He goes, I wouldn't say it's cheating. Yeah, Peter. All right.
Well, like up to now, guys, I've been thinking like it's not cheating. You know what I mean? You're pleasuring yourself. You know what I mean? But it's like
But in your case, like why do you have to watch porn when you have your girlfriend?
exactly that's
Your
my
wife.
point, and that's why I wanted
It's
to say, guys, that I'm quitting it for good. I'm hanging up the computer.
Yeah,
No,
right.
but
Yeah, okay.
that's just something I made a decision.
well, and
So
Anja, you know what? I respect you, and that's what I always loved about the show. The honesty oozing out of the show is crazy. But let me get back to Joe. First of all, put his comment back on the screen there.
this one, masturbating is cheating your friend.
It's just fucking Joe, man.
Oh my God.
Oh my god.
Oh, it's too much. It's too much. Okay, guys. So vaginismus.
Yeah.
I thought it was veganism. My God
I'm
damn,
not sure.
veganism,
Maybe
vaginism is the same
he
thing.
said he is apologizing for his
Oh
spelling.
my
So
God.
he's apologizing for. Okay, so vaginismus is the body's automatic reaction to the fear.
Look at Kalrudrup and Dilor. These
No, guys,
Because it's just
hold on. I know that is. He's not using his real name. I'm not gonna say his name.
Because my wife, this is the best. his
my
Joe
God.
Benavinga and Max.
Oh man.
Oh my god.
I apologize. I apologize for my friend. I'm not gonna say his name. That is
Oh
not his
my
real name because that is in
Okay.
Sicilian is written Calogero Pedilordi.
Oh wow, we fucked up his name.
No, it's not his real name, guys. Far from it. Okay.
gotta as my wife's did sanctuary.
Oh man.
Okay.
Oh wow,
Oh man, this is
Oh,
good.
man.
We need this. Okay, yeah. Oh.
yes. You know what? I really thank you, Joe, and my other friend. I'm not going to reveal his real name.
Oh man.
Oh fuck, that was good. Okay, guys, what did we say? No, I have to find it now. Okay,
Oh yeah.
vaginismus.
Yeah, what is it?
Vaginismus.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. What is it?
Is the body's automatic reaction, bear with me, is the body's automatic reaction to the fear of some or all types of vaginal penetration.
Wow.
Whenever penetration is attempted, your vaginal muscles tighten up on their own.
Okay, so it's a phobia of sex, basically, of the penis.
But it's not. But listen, when penetration is attempted, your vaginal muscles tighten up on their own. You have no control over it. Occasionally, you couldn't
Shit.
get vaginismus even if you have previously enjoyed painless penetrative sex.
Yeah.
Right.
Robcat is in the building, by the way.
All right.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. He wants to know if we're talking about sex.
Yeah. Well, no. And,
I don't know what to say about this, guys. Maybe take over. I don't know what to say.
I
about
don't know, Riot Cat. We've been talking about
No,
this
no,
for the past. Oh, okay. No, talk about okay. What you're saying?
So,
Yes.
this.
I would say. Hold on. Ryan goes. Yeah, and it hurts like hell on the
Yeah.
woman. Yeah, got it.
I actually have heard about this. It is
Wow,
it
okay,
is
I
an
didn't know
actual
that.
thing.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is. It is. Oh man, that's it's not
So
fun.
I mean, no, it's not fun. It's not fun. And when you're seeing these things, when we're talking about porn addiction, you're seeing these things on. But how come these things don't happen on video, right? And on the internet, and everyone is
Because
so
no,
happy.
yeah, because no one wants to watch educational pornography. No one wants to go. Well, this is
You
what
know,
happens when you
that's
get
a
the
good idea,
muscles
bro.
are taut.
That's a good
Sorry,
business.
are tight. They wanted. They just want to see a guy, a girl going. Jean-Pierre arrive avec ma pizza, tabarnak. And then you open the door. It's Francois. There goes a rejected
Guys,
uncle.
let me excuse my friend Joe. He's always been an insensitive bastard,
Rub some
but
oil
he's a
of
great
Olay.
friend. He's a
Yeah.
great friend. Okay, so
Oh
we'll
my
leave it at that.
god, that is
Okay,
good. And
so
then
last
yeah.
Jesus,
Oh my god,
fuck,
that's
I was good
hilarious.
to laugh. Okay,
Yeah, it was. Where
last
were we? Oh yeah,
last
no, hold on. I was just gonna say it's like from what we're saying because porn is not education. People just want to go there and see two people fuck.
true.
So,
They go there to escape from reality. It's a good
yeah,
point.
exactly.
Robcat has a neat question. Not question, but statement.
Or WD-40.
Please, guys, could we ban him? We're gonna ban him. I'm gonna kill him.
No.
Okay.
No, hold
All
on,
right.
hold on. Riot Cat's like, you need marry first before sex.
Okay,
Well,
right.
Riot Cat, let me tell you something.
Oh boy.
Oh man.
Okay, in today's society, with
Mm.
all the stress and all the bullshittery that's occurring, do you honestly think today marriage is overrated? A lot of people got the married and then they get the divorce.
Mm.
So that's why, there are a
Expensive
lot of
divorce.
couples that get together and they stay together unless they plan on getting a baby. So so marriage is overrated. So, to answer your question, no,
Sorry,
man,
the
I
chat
can't
room's on
find
fire
porn to
tonight.
talk-
Sorry.
But you know what, guys? You know what's funny? We're all three Catholics here, okay? Do you know that the Catholic tradition, whatever the norms of being Catholic is to have sex after you're married, right? Once you're married, to have sex, right?
Yeah,
And
but
none of
who's
us
gonna do
respect
that?
it. So at the end of the day, he's right.
Good point.
That's our religion on top of that, telling us
Yeah.
that you gotta wait till marriage, whatever. But
Yeah.
it's
Oh, by the
different
way,
in our
Peter,
society.
Peter, you could find porn tutorials on YouTube. It's called Dirty Four Podcast. All right. By the
Well,
way,
you know what? Just to close it off here. Claudio's still a virgin. Joe says.
wow. You know what, Joe? Wow. Okay. You know what? Okay. All right. Claudius, no.
Listen, I in all seriousness, I respect Ryan and I appreciate his honesty
Yes.
in saying that he has this problem, and he uses pornography to, which is totally understandable. And
Yeah.
I applaud you, Ryan. Thank you very much for your honesty.
Yeah.
And yeah, so there are problems like this.
But I
That
have a question for Ryan, guys. If
Sure.
this is up to him, if he wants to answer.
Go ahead.
But Ryan, would you be open if, let's say, your wife would be open with it too? Would you be open to, you know, having sex with somebody else? Let's say,
Yes.
or
Oh,
maybe
sorry.
even her
Sorry.
watching or whatever. But would you be open to an open relationship, like you see all the time online that people say, "Come do my wife," whatever. I'm curious.
Swingers.
Is
Swingers.
that something you would do if your wife would allow
That's a
you?
great.
Would you do threesomes or would you do swingers? That honestly, you know what? I'm gonna answer for you. Yes, I would.
Yeah, but we're not
Yes, I
asking.
would.
Yeah,
I
okay, but
would.
we're not asking you, Claudio. We're not
Oh,
asking
oh,
you.
sorry,
We're
sorry,
asking.
sorry,
We're
sorry.
asking
Ryan,
Ryan.
Ryan,
That's
yeah,
literally pouring his heart out here in this
Yeah.
podcast.
Ryan.
So
Yes, sorry.
while we wait for him to answer, if he chooses to answer,
Yeah.
Claudio, if you could put on the screen the last thing
Yes.
that we wanted to discuss.
So
Um,
last thing, can this one, can porn addictions cause divorces?
Okay, so in this study that I've been talking about and using the statistics, um, the effect of pornography on family and marital issues. Um, the negative effects of pornography do not end after development. Hold on, I'm sorry. Hold on.
It's the picture of the kid that gets me, you know.
My favorite dog, Kumar.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Raw
He's
is in
just
the
like,
building as well, guys.
who is he saying?
oh
Peter's
fuck.
like, don't do it if it's your wife. Sorry. No, okay, yeah. That,
Okay. Wow,
okay.
even Peter's on fire tonight.
Oh man. Okay, yeah. Go ahead.
Hey, Peter. By the way, say hi to
Wildcat is
Peter.
asking how porn get addiction.
Oh man.
Well, let's okay, hold on. Let's talk about Ryan Peterson's response. You want to go ahead?
She,
Claudio?
yeah, she is open to do it sometimes, but with a note. I would never look at you the same again. Not as Scion or something. She just can't. Perhaps SGE is selfish about this, and she has softened up about prostitutes. Okay.
Well, he goes on to say, but I find a vulgar solution, which I could totally understand as well for him. So,
Yeah.
Ryan, once again, thank you so much for your honesty. I know
Thank you, Ryan.
it's not an easy situation, but I truly do. It's nice to see. Not nice to see. Excuse me. It's important to see what people
Yeah.
do live on a daily basis with sexual issues such as this. So I think we all three of us do appreciate your honesty in this.
Thank you, guys, and Joe, you sick bastardo. Listen,
Yeah, I'm sure he's calling our buddy Calogero a sick bastard.
Yeah,
And meanwhile, he's laughing his head off.
Yeah. We need
so
this. Yeah.
let's try to keep this last portion of it a little bit serious, okay, guys?
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
So again, the negative effects of pornography do not end after development. They can be just as harmful to families and marriages. According to the National Coalition for the Protection of Children and Families, listen to this. In 2010, 47% of families in the United States reported that pornography is a problem in their home. Guys, 50%, guys. 1 out of 2 household that the children reported that pornography was an issue in their homes. Pornography use increases the marital infidelity rate by more than 300%. 40% of people identified as sex addicts lose their spouses. 58% suffer considerable financial losses, and 33% lose their jobs. Last statistic: 68% of divorce cases involve one party meeting a new paramour over the internet, while 56% involve one party having an obsessive interest in pornographic websites.
Well, actually, from what you were telling me about this statistic, have you ever watched the movie? Even people in the chat, movie called Shame with Michael Fassbender.
No.
It's
No.
it's a good film about a sex addict, and so a sex addict. Obviously, we all know what a sex addict does. He watches Netflix all day. So he encounters then he encounters his sister, So his sister comes to live with him, and basically he can't, because he's with his sister, because she's depressed and has issues. He thinks that because she's living with him, she's messing up his sexuality. He can't
Hmm.
perform very well, right? So it and his goal is to know, to show like how her depression is rubbing off of her onto Michael Fassbender's character. And so at the start of the film, because he works at I think he works at a law firm. His manager is like, we're taking people's our workers' computer, we're cleaning them to make sure that nothing's happening. Basically, Fassbender's character would masturbate at work. He would
Because he
masturbate
couldn't do it at
everywhere.
home.
At first, because he's a sex addict at first. So at home, like he would masturbate at home. He would masturbate at work. He would even masturbate at strip clubs, but because sex to him is what keeps him happy, what
Yeah,
drives
he's a
him.
nympho, basically.
Exactly. And then but so all I'm saying is that this is like this reminds me of what you're saying, and because it ruins his reputation, his family's reputation. It fucks up like a whole bunch of people's reputations as well. So it's a very big. I wouldn't say well, no way, tragedy, but it's a very big problem, because as I mentioned, because everyone's watching this fantasy, right? So you're watching this fantasy, but in your head, sooner or later, it's like, you know what? I want this fantasy to come true. But then you get disappointed
Mm.
when you cannot have this fantasy. Actually, another film I actually recommend, since we're talking about movies. I'm talking about movies.
You're talking about movies.
Yeah, is a film called Nymphomaniac Parts 1 and 2. It's a Lars von Trier film, so it's basically about a woman who's at nymphomaniac. It's just raw. Like Shia LaBeouf is in this movie.
Oh yeah, I
Willem
heard he was
Dafoe.
pretty fucked up in that movie too.
Yeah. It is a messed up film. I saw it, and it was like, oh my god damn. Like at one point, like she goes to a in the film, she goes and sees someone, and she he basically tires her up, and he takes like a glove. It was like a hard glove, and just smacks her ass. It was a really good scene. I mean, it was a really disturbing scene. And then at
Well,
the end, like she would have a family, so it all goes back. Yes, it could cause divorces.
well, for sure, because what porn addiction I think is that it's very difficult when to how do you how do you basically find the line between reality and okay, stop putting the comments on, please, guys. um the how do you
Oh my god.
define the fine line between reality and fantasy, right? Which I think when you're the least unhappy in a relationship, in a marriage, then you're going to tend to sway that line and
Yeah,
try to bring in a little bit of that fantasy
yeah. I
into
also,
reality.
yeah, and it's a good thing that you're like brought this point up, Louis. What I also want to admit is like I also know a lot of couples who watch porn together. You see,
I've always been fascinated with that.
you mean it never? I mean, yeah, no,
No, my
it's
wife and I don't. So, but I'm just saying, I've
yeah,
always been fascinated with that.
it's great. I mean, that never occurred with me.
Okay.
But no, but it's great because I know a lot of couples like want to spice up our sex marriage, and I'm like, okay, well, I'll go buy a manual on how to spice up your sex life. But they would be telling me, it's like, like my wife and our girlfriend and I, we watched porn last night. Oh, okay, what did you both watch? And then they would tell me the details. Uh, but yeah, no, that so you see, I find in a way pornography has a pro and con. Con is what we've basically been talking about,
Yes.
which can lead
Yeah.
to divorce. And then we have pros of where you can make it an adventure together.
You're right.
You know?
You're right, Claudio. So listen, I think the way we should end this episode is by, guys. I'm very disturbed by the fact that Joe is coming on to us. because he wants to know if we're wearing pants under those desks.
Yeah,
So I
Joe.
think all this talk about porn addiction has gotten to my buddy Joe. Um, yeah, and he's even asking Kalojuru if he wears his wife's underwear. So I think Joe's in the mood tonight. So guys, that was an interesting chat. I
Yeah,
have to
it
say
was.
that
It
it's
was.
Definitely, yeah.
when you look at these things and you put these numbers on paper and you look at it and you have different views and the way we see it differently, it's pretty interesting. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Ryan says my girlfriend damns porn as a Catholic nun, and she is godless. Makes no sense. Well, Ryan, let me tell you something. In this world, Ryan, there are a lot of things that do not make sense. Like, for example, I am single. That makes no sense.
sure.
Legault is a premier of Quebec. That makes no sense.
You just had to put
And
politics in there. You just had to.
there's tons of other things that make no sense. But hey, it is what it is.
At the
Because
end
Yeah.
of the
more,
day, yeah. At the end of
go
the
ahead.
day, I would say, guys, as a closing statement, do what makes you happy. And that's it.
Exactly.
Basta.
That's a good
Except
one.
for except for cheating. Like if you cheat on your significant other, come on, be the man or person in a relationship wearing the pants. Talk with your significant other and be like, "Hey, babe, before you slit my throat, I'm not happy about this or that." And then they'll be, "Okay, yeah." And then
We're not
after that, you know,
not
the,
exaggerating a little bit there, a little bit of
a little
cutting
bit,
the
a
throat.
little bit, a little bit.
I'm gonna go with what Ange said.
Yeah,
Just do what makes you happy, guys, and know your limits. That's it.
yeah.
So, Ange, tell us what's coming up for you on your other adventures, your other podcasts, and your shows. Go.
Guys, tomorrow I have a brand new video on my second channel, which is called Ange Collects, guys. So if you have any collectors in the chat, go check out Ange Collects. Like, comment, subscribe. I open everything from hockey to Yu-Gi-Oh to Pokemon
To
to
porn.
other stuff. Yeah, exactly. Porn cards. I'm joking.
By the way, Ange, my 8-year-old is a new fan. A new fan. Mateo's watching your collections because he wants to get into collections.
Yeah, I have a
Mario,
video of Tim Hortons, guys. I opened up the new Tim Hortons
yes.
Team Canada 100 packs. Check
By
it
the way,
out.
bud,
Nice.
And
congratulations,
also,
congratulations on the sponsorship deal with Tim
thank you very
Hortons.
much, Claudio.
Well
I
done.
appreciate it. Yeah, so guys, for those of you that don't know, I did get a sponsorship deal with Tim Hortons, so I'm really happy about that. I also have a third channel, which is kind of like my girlfriend's channel. She takes care of it. It's a couples channel, so we just do vlogs, like when we go do our shopping and what we got, and living together is another aspect we like to talk about. So yeah, it's called Ange and Erica, and that's it. I also have Ange TV, guys. That's my main channel, and I do
Cool.
podcasts every Tuesday with amazing guests.
Cool. Awesome. How about you, Louis? And then I'll go last. How about you?
For me, I have some really exciting guests coming up tomorrow. I have Phil Balabanos from the morning show, from Phil My Whole podcast. He's a video maker, a local Montreal kind of star in the podcast world as well on the Pentalis network. So I'm looking forward to that. Next week, I got the Alt Left podcast. And in 3 weeks, I just got today a Nicolas Tetreault, which is an outspoken ex government politician, and he owns 2 radio stations, and his videos have gone crazy in Quebec in terms of talking out against all these measures of curfew and all that against the Legault. So pretty exciting couple of weeks coming up.
Cool. That's nice. And well, for me, folks, at 10:15 p.m. tonight, I'm gonna be on Joe in the Ring. We're gonna be talking about the AEW Dynamite review. There's a wrestler, his name is John Moxley. He came back. So that's good. So if you like wrestling, I got back into it. So I'm gonna be talking over there about how like what I thought about this episode, and I'm going back and forth. So so far what I'm seeing is really good results. And Sunday is going to be the Dirty Four podcast. So we're going to be going live on Facebook and Twitch on Sunday nights. And then Mondays is going to be the rewind is going to be on YouTube with Peter Bowen, Victoria Blair, Joy LaFlamme. And tomorrow night, Victoria Blair and I are going to be doing movie trivia night at 8 p.m. We're just going around. So we're going to be doing it on Instagram, And then that's all. So, folks, all of our links to all the podcasts and episodes like these two mentioned, they're all here at the bottom. So come and subscribe to this page, to the Dirty Four, Ange TV show, Louis, the Agree to Disagree, where you can see Louis rage. And hopefully he doesn't break anything. And that's it. So, folks, thank you tonight to everyone in the chat on behalf of these other two. Thank you very much. We're going to be back here next episode. We might have a guest or might not, so tune into that. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. We're at 59 subscribers. We need to get to at least 100 because we want to do this often. And thank you, everyone, from the bottom of our hearts.
Thanks, everyone. Have a good one.
Thanks, guys.
See you tomorrow. See you in 2 weeks. Bye, everyone.